Old school. You're listening to CRBJ, Classic R&B Jams Radio.
When the world gets loud, there's one place where the groove never stops. CRBJ Radio brings you classic R&B, timeless soul, and the jams that shape the soundtrack of your life. From sunup to sundown, we're spinning the hits that make you feel something. Every hour, every day. Whether you're at work, on the road, or just vibing at home, turn us on and let the soul take over. Listen live at crbjradiojams.com to the soulful sound all around town.
So you can still hear me, right?
Yes. Good morning, good evening, good night, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's your nighttime, right time DJ Music, and welcome to a Saturday edition of the MuzIQ Chronicles. Let me pull down my screen here, ladies and gentlemen. I tell you what, singer, songwriter. I've been listening to her for the last couple of days. The music gonna move you folks. Talking about the one and only, the lovely, talented Terri Green. Let me pull this down, Terri, so all the folks can see your beautiful face here.
Cut it out. See the fakery coming at you.
And there she is, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the MuzIQ Chronicles, Terri. I've heard so much about you. I've listened to your music, and finally, I know you've been traveling across the globe and doing your thing, and finally I got you up on the stage here. So without any further ado, why don't you tell the people that don't know about you a little bit about you, and we'll go into our chop-up session.
Whoa, that's a hard question. But so I'm Terri Green. My soul persona is Terri Green. That's actually my family name, my mother's maiden name. And I was raised half by my grandparents, half by my parents. So the natural progression of soul music to have to be a Green. But I was born in Washington, D.C., grew up in the age of go-go and soul and hip-hop. You know, the whole DMV was my home, but my parents were military, so we traveled. I started my first flight when I was 6 months, and I've lived all over the world. And then as a recording artist, in 1997, I was signed to Adel Records, Curb in the U.S., with a dance project called Tu Visa, and that took me to the #1 spot in the whole country in both Spain and Italy and Brazil, all over the world. And then I had the pleasure of touring with people like Ultra Nate and Crystal Waters, Robin S., all of these ladies that I had so admired in dance. And after many years of kind of supporting DJs, being an MC, a vocalist, working in Russia and China and all kinds of places, I felt I had not really gotten back to my soul. And the music started to become very techy. I was good with that, but I felt my soul missed soul. And that's how I decided to create the Terri Green Project, which is a soulful collection of kind of almost like a female Barry White was kind of where we were headed. You hear how I'm speaking to you, how low I am. And then it kind of morphed into kind of keeping both aspects of my dance career and my R&B and soul career together. And that's kind of how I landed on your desk, you know, with Tangi over, you know, at iMerged helping me with Marvin Mack. They helped me break a few soul records. And I've actually I was in Tokyo yesterday. I think I told you that. And that's like my second most popular city. I haven't yet I want to play it at Blue Note. So there was a discussion, but I have to really make sure that I bring all the music together. Because when you do a lot, that can be a problem.
Yeah, I always hear artists talk about the Blue Note. So if for those who don't know, Terri, tell them about the significance of playing at the Blue Note Cafe.
So the Blue Note, how I realized what the Blue Note was, I only knew it to exist in Tokyo because I saw that Phyllis Hyman, my idol, had played there back in the 80s. And so I kept trying to figure out what is this Blue Note. Then I realized you have them in California. You have one in New York. People like Robert Glasper play there. It's a fusion soul, jazz, neo soul. You might find Ledisi there or Layla Hathaway, and then you'll have an all Korean R&B band or a fusion rock girl. So it's kind of morphed a little bit less only soul and jazz, but it's the epitome of people that just music connoisseurs. The customer
Mm,
comes and they know they don't even care what's playing because they know they're going to give them a high quality act. It's
right,
like that.
right.
Mhm.
So Terry, listen, as I'm listening to your music, one minute you have the of course the go-go sound, and then of course with the Terri Green project, it's like you just morphed into a smooth jazz artist. So how do you step in and out of those different genres?
I think it's who I am. I felt it was always a negative for a while because people found it difficult to place me. But then I was successful in those genres. I mean, I made it into the Smooth Jazz Network Top 100 with Unexpected Love because I was a writer first. So as a writer, I wrote for other people like Chris Norman, the guy who did Stumbling In. I've written a
Mm,
hit record for people like that. And then I would go over and work with Steve Dorff, the actor's dad, and be writing. He wrote for Whitney, and we were working on some stuff for Clive Davis. Or I would be doing, touring with David Guetta, who is, what he's all about.
yes.
So it kind of, I always knew who I was, so I didn't get lost. But it was a talent that I could actually do all those things because of the environment that my father gave me. He said, Black people are not a monolith, and people, even though it may seem difficult for them to understand, you be who you have to be. And he played classical music. I mean, we always had Bach and Beethoven and Schubert playing as kids, and then he played Herbie Hancock and Otis Redding
Mm,
and Tyrone Davis as much as he did those things. So our ears, me and my sister, we have very, very eclectic ears, and I truly love music. Like I was telling my partner the other day, I live for music. Like how some people drink and smoke and do other stuff.
right.
I,
No,
I,
don't worry. This
I,
YouTube, don't worry about it. Be yourself. Be yourself.
I love. Yeah, I like. Yeah, I can be too much. I'm from the DMV.
No.
I went to FAMU. I can be a lot.
Okay. All right.
And I'm a Delta, so it's a mess.
Wow.
But all those different things, even mentioning being in a historically Black university, pledging a sorority, that's a whole different culture than being in a techno club in Berlin.
Yeah.
Or working the Pride circuit with Crystal Waters or whoever.
Right.
So those things were just my schools. Those were my education. And I used to say, I wish in the world everyone got a ticket to every year 3 places. We gave them time off. It was paid for. It wasn't over the top. It was just so you had a good time, but you could experience different cultures. So you understood we are not the only ones,
Right.
and appreciate what people bring to the culture. So Black culture, every time you hear dance music, they always tell me, this was a discussion this week. House music, all the ladies, I wasn't there, I usually am there, but Crystal Waters did a, a string, an orchestrated event of all these big house songs, Dwayne Harden, all the cats that I know from for years. And
Hmm.
people keep playing their songs over and over, not really respecting that it's Crystal Waters that sung that. It's Robin S. You still trying to remix Robin S., but the real Robin S. is still on stage, CeCe Peniston. So that's
So
what was
right.
frustrating for us
Yeah,
as artists.
all right, I get that. I tell you what, as a DJ, one of the songs that I love to mix to is that Robin S. It's hard not to catch the groove of that, and as a DJ and say that's one of those things that's gonna get the crowd moving. But like you said, these ladies are still out there, but they act like they're relics, they're has-beens, but they're
They not.
playing
They
their
look
music.
better than they did in the '90s. That's what's the
Okay,
killer. Crystal just got a modeling deal, and Robin is half the size she used to be in the '90s. They look fantastic, and Black don't crack, and they got
okay,
so much energy. Barbara Tucker is a good friend of mine. We all Dwayne Harden, Dawn Tallman, Anaya Day. They were. I just was not as lucky as some of them to have that one record. So I had to ping pong in a lot of different records to survive.
mm,
And I remember we were in Poland, and Krista said, "Yo, T, you work too hard." No, I said, "Girl, I'm working as hard as I need to work."
all right, okay, all right, Terry. Listen, let's listen to go to one of your songs here. I think this is a new track here. I got a preview of it on YouTube, and I'm glad you sent me the entire song. Starlight. Tell us about
Oh,
that.
this is my record. Let me tell you this one little bit I got to tell you about that. Jean
Okay,
Carn, who Jean
yeah.
Carn,
Don't let it go to
she
your
heard the
head.
record first. And she said, Terry, is this an original? I said, Jean, come on now. I'm a writer. I ain't copying nobody. Jean said, well, Terry, I don't want to say it, but it's almost too good. I said, Jean, come on now. This is something I wrote with a French guy, Algerian guy and a black guy from DC. Brandon Lane who's out with Zoe and the Tall Man, Brandon Lane, and he's like, she said, Terry, the bass line sounds too much like Bernard Edwards. I said, girl, this 20-something kid came up with that. I told him what I wanted. He sent me something I didn't like, and he sent me back what I wanted. And it's an original tune because I love Nile Rodgers. And she said, Terry, this is a hit. I said, that's what the UK say. So nobody's heard this record. You're the only one. You only the promoters and people that you inside. So no one's heard this record on the radio.
World premiere, ladies and gentlemen. Come on with it. Y'all heard that? The first place ever played on radio right now. Classic R&B Jams in the MuzIQ Chronicles, ladies and gentlemen. Terry, thank you so very much. Since we now know it's hot off the press, is brand new here, let's go ahead and play it right now. Starlight. Yes, Terri Green. Oh, I forgot to turn the thing up. That'll help if I turn the music up, huh, Terry? There we go.
I didn't mean to come on strong, but the way I'm feeling, baby, you're the one. From head to toe, you turn me on as I watch your body move to every song. My intuition can't be wrong, and I think tonight has only just begun. Ooh, listen, baby, you're the star in my dreams. Ooh, how I want you near me. You got what I need. You are my starlight, only one I want to see tonight. Want you over me, my satellite. Every time I touch you, boy, you get me up to heaven. There's something interstellar in the air, makes me lose control and I don't care. Like a rocket ship ascending, pull me into your atmosphere. Ooh, listen, baby, you're the star in my dreams. Ooh, how I want you near me. You got what I need. You are my starlight, only one I want to see tonight. Want you over me, my satellite. Every time I touch you, boy, you take me up to heaven. You are my starlight, only one I want to see tonight. Want you over me, my satellite. Every time I touch you, boy, you take me up to heaven. First
Righty there, Terry. Tell us a little bit more. What inspired that theme? And you said of course, it's an original. Do you write all your music, or do you collaborate? Tell us about how you collaborate when you get ready to get down to make music like this. Let me take this off the screen so they can see you. There you go.
So usually I'm penning a lot of stuff myself with whichever producer, because I don't play very well keyboards and any drums or guitars. So I usually get people who are better than me to orchestrate the music later, but I'll put together the production with what I think needs to be there, plus pen lyrics and stuff. But on this one, I had been in Paris and I called the guy who had been writing. I mean, he wrote for everybody, Tiesto, like all kinds of. And I said, listen, I want you to send me something. Just send me what you would think would fit my voice musically, that has I want to throw back to the 80s, kind of a chic vibe, but don't listen to any records or anything. Just give me what you think. And then I want to sing something very static. And he sent me back the music. First, it was something a little bit different. I was like, nah, that ain't it. Then he sent something back. I said, okay, I think I can work on this. So I penned a lyric, put a melody on it, but then I did not like my lyrics. I said, the chorus ain't hitting like it needs to. So my friend who wrote for Celine Dion, he wrote for everybody. I said, Todd right over in Leesburg, I said, he's in his car, man. He's literally about to drop off his car at a workshop. I was like, I need you to tell me what other line. I said, I got this starlight thing, done to see tonight, but I need some intergalactic words. And he literally called me back, said, let me park the car. I'm gonna call you back, Terry. And he came up with like this interstellar, whatever that thing is. And I said, I love it. And then I kind of put the rest together, and the rest is history. We kind of, then there was a electronic bass on it with the finger bass, and I said, I don't like it that it's not being played live. So I tell you what, I'm gonna call Brandon Lane, who's right now on tour with Zoe and the Tall Man and Deborah Bond. I said, let me get Brandon on it. He's young, he's amazing. That cat sent me back a bass. I was like, yeah, it's okay. Can you give me something more Sly and the Family Stone? Thump it the way you would if you were 68 years old. He sent me that back. I say, Brandon, you old. His thing is called Old Soul. That's his Instagram. And he has a project with a girl named Celine, Sicily. They are fantastic. She sounds just like Sarita and Wanda Vaughn all together. And I said, this is it. Thank you very much. And then we got it all mixed together. And yeah, and that's the record. And so it's all about your instinct. And I usually put records together piece by piece. Who's going to put this on? Who's going to put that? Until I get the final mix ready for radio. The UK they love this record. Like they heard it and was like, oh, this will be your best performer since 2019. So I think it's going to do pretty well.
Well, speaking of the UK and the US, of course, throughout the history of us, we've had to go abroad sometime to get recognized, as far as music is concerned. What's your take on that? Because I know that you've mentioned the UK a couple of times since we've talked. So
yeah. Well,
is that a testing ground, or is that
it is because I'm living in Hamburg a lot and I'm also in Europe, I always use the UK because I had top 10 or 20 there twice. So it's kind of been a place that I always played my whole entire career. But for soul music, everyone comes over. October London, Lettucey, Layla Hathaway, Jay. They keep all the old R&B, the old school, the 90s, the 80s, the 70s. Anybody who's still alive, stylistics, they can play in the UK because they understand the mission and what soul is. And, there's a big thing going back and forth about this Harlow kid. I know you know about it.
Yeah.
And my take on it is this. Being white was never an issue for doing soul music. I mean, Hall & Oates sung soulfully forever.
Absolutely.
Rich Girl was soulfully. That was #1 on the R&B chart. In the 80s, It was 70s. So it wasn't about the color of your skin. It's if you understood the culture and the music and the combination, because we coming for you. If you don't, you cannot talk about neo soul and they never heard of Layla Hathaway, didn't know that was Donny Hathaway's daughter. You got to take a step. So that's why he's getting heat.
Okay,
Justin Bieber ain't getting heat.
Right, Justin, you don't know the history.
Yeah,
you don't know the history. That's it.
That's what Tyrese said. Right. Shout out to Tyrese. You can't. It's like me trying to do dance music, techno. I know what Tiesto does. I know what Armin van Buuren does. I know what these cats do. Marusha from the 80s from Germany. So when I come into the scene and have to do a record, I'm doing it authentically with respect to the people that created it, kept it going, and that I may not stay around.
Right.
And when you come to R&B and talk about neo soul, Belial, music soul child. When Robert Glasper used to play for Belial and he used to play for Joe, I used to go to the show because my friend Mike Severson was a guitarist. That music is, you see what they became. So if you don't understand the heart and soul that goes into that, you got to get slayed. I'm sorry, go.
They can say what they want to about Eminem and a little bit.
Eminem is on point.
Right, and he's on point. He knows the history of music, and even so much so that's why Vanilla Ice caught heat because he didn't know the history.
And Vanilla
Okay.
Ice, we got other issues with Vanilla Ice, but that's not for this podcast.
Okay.
He literally used black culture, and I'm not sure he's a fan of it, based on what I saw down at
Right.
the Trump rallies.
What do you
So,
think? I don't want to go there, but I think Kid Rock is another example of that. Don't you
Kid
think so?
Rock, they use black culture to be famous, and they hate black people. So
Okay.
yeah, that's
All
what
right.
it is.
All right.
I said it.
We right, and we're gonna stand on it. Okay.
We got to stand on it because you see the way the daggone Iranians are sending Lego videos showing they know our culture and where we stand more than other people. I mean, I'm like, we're
It's
not going to
horrible.
apologize anymore. We're just taking a seat, step to the side, slay who we need to slay when you step out of line. But
Okay.
I remember seeing Justin Bieber playing drums when he was very young. And I remember going, that kid's going to make it. That voice is special. He going to be an R, like, I don't care what pop records he does, he got it. Then fast forward to him singing Never Gonna Made It in church, some church he was in. The
Yeah.
boy killed it. He understands what he gets it because he's a drummer. He gets
Yeah.
that he never, all the black folks he was around, he ain't said nothing off, nothing left, nothing
Never
wrong.
had.
Never. He ain't even
Never.
put stuff out in the street that I know he could do in this all
He
this
could
drama. He's
easily.
like, nah.
He easily could put well, as they say, let a few bones come out the closet, but he has.
He's like, that's not me. I'm Christian. I want to stay positive. I went through some stuff, which is why he did the Coachella and did it to his old self. And I'm like, that's when you understand the message and the culture. And when he brought out Thames, I said, boy, I'm done. You are you
Okay.
you got me. I love me some Bieber. I've always loved Bieber. So with the Harlow kid, learn he got rid of all the black handlers who actually know to tell you don't do silliness like this, saying you're more black now. You are not black because you do music.
Okay. Say that again.
Black is you are not black because you create records.
Okay.
Like you. I mean, come on now. And you're not black because you're K Michelle and make country. Like our culture and our race don't change because we want to try some different music.
Well, Terry, since we're on the topic of that, what do you think about the music of the generations of the 80s and the 90s compared to the music of right now?
I think there are not enough musicians involved in some of the productions. I feel like when you listen to a track from Case, from Jaheim, from the Bad Boy back in the day, all those records are put there. Some of the craziest guys we know, on television, whatever the rappers are, but they made records that they could go out with a whole band. Method Man, you could hear a whole band instrumental of their productions, and it was powerful. And what we've done is stripped everything away because we don't want to have real musicians around, and made musicians less important. Or if you have them, we water it down to its, a loop.
Right.
And I feel like that's why we get what we get. We worried about AI. We're worried. Well, go make some stuff that AI couldn't do because I haven't seen them emulate Gladys Knight yet. But I did see the lady on The Voice win singing real black. so everybody keeps AI. AI all sounds the same, and I always know when it's playing. So until they fix that problem, I'm good on AI.
You can definitely pick up the difference.
I can
between
hear
AI,
the coded sound, the coded vocal. They all sound the same.
There's no mistaking. There's no replacing a human voice, no matter how hard you try.
They may try. I'm not saying they won't. Maybe I won't. Maybe it'll happen in my lifetime. But I'm still able to see why we have value. And if you're a live performer and you know how to go out and throw down, then you still got a job. If you can DJ live,
okay,
great.
You got a job. Right. You absolutely do. I think let's listen to another track here, Terri. Now, this one I think is That Thing. Am I saying it right?
That's something.
That's something. Yes, that's something. Because when I loaded into the thing here, it cuts off.
That something was produced by Jamil Face Johnson, who discovered Raheem Devon. They did that for me out in Maryland, Southern Maryland, that is a whole scene of its own. And he's also the guy behind mixing. He's off tour always with Raheem and Lettucey. He's done that whole, he's a beast. And when he first mixed this record, I started crying because I had never heard my voice sound R&B before. I was like, dude, I think I got this. And people were shocked. They were like, "We didn't know you could do R&B." I said, "Dude, I'm black and I sing. Do you think I can only do talking, king, king, king? No, I can do that." I had to work my way back. You know that mighty. You know that song from
Working
the
my
Spinners, "Working My Way Back
working
to
my way
You."
back. Come on. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to it. The one and only, the talented Terri Green. That's something right here on the Music Chronicles with your nighttime, bright time DJ, DJ Music.
Listen to me and what I've got to say. 'Cause it wasn't me who just turned and walked away. Foolish pride always seems to get in the way. But I'm still not over you, and I don't know what to do. I know you got tired of all the back and forth, yeah. So why should we try to find a way back to where it was before? It wasn't just you, I accept I got some of the blame. So I'm willing to give in, open up and try again. You give me that something, oh yeah, like nobody else does. That one real thing that I can't give up, that I can't give you got up. That something, oh yeah, like nobody else does. I should be through with you, but I've got to tell the truth. Foolish pride, yeah, always seems to get in the way. No more living a lie, no, not another single day. Gotta admit it, no, it just took too long to say, and I'm still caught up on you, and I need you to know the truth. You give me that something like nobody else does. That one real dream that I can't give up. You got that something like nobody else does. I should be through with you, but I've got to tell the truth. I can't feel the love, can't feel the love I need from you. So tell me why I'm sitting here waiting round on you. I can't get the love, can't get the love I need from you. It's time you started acting right, or I'll get someone new. Oh yeah, so many don't know, yeah. I keep trying. You give me that something like nobody else does. That one real thing that I can't give up. You got that something, yeah, like nobody else does. I should be through with you, but I've got to tell you. You give me that something, oh yeah, like nobody else does. That one real thing that I can't give up, that I can't give up. That something, oh yeah, like nobody else does. Nobody else does. I should be through with you, but I've got to tell the truth.
Yes, indeed, there, ladies and gentlemen. That's something. Terri Green. Come on, Terri. Tell us a little bit more about this. What was the inspirational vitamin behind this?
I mean that particular record was I was looking back at my love for the Isley Brothers,
Mm-hmm.
And I knew the guy who gave me the first hookup to get into the international music scene in Hamburg. He didn't really, he couldn't, he had some issues, so he couldn't really be a part of my career. But he said, let me give you this door. But he was a great guitarist. So I went back to him, that's like 20 years later. Because I used to always, I recorded his studio still, just my vocals. I like singing there. And I said, yo, can you put a guitar on it? Because you know how to do that. And he came back with that line. And I was like, I love it. Like I wanted to have that a little bit of that lead guitar, that mixture of soul and lead guitar and just raw and kind of singing and not really screaming at people as I usually do on records. This was like a kind of, listen to me. I think I sung that. I didn't know what I was going to sing about. And what I got to say. That just came naturally. I said, I'm going to have to come up with some rest at the
Right.
rest.
So Terry, with the title that we just listened to, when did you know you had that something that you know that this was something that no matter what else, this was going to be your life here? This artist that you're into. When you know, was it young or teen or later on that you
I
decided
think
I had that
I
something?
think around, I didn't know I would be in a business of music, but I knew at four that I had an ear for melodies and music. And that started well into kindergarten. My mom said they were already telling her I could write really well. And I wrote good poems, nice poems. And I was a daydreamer and I talked a lot about just, and I loved everybody. So me being everywhere was just a part of my DNA. So I think it was like 4 years old. I can remember all I would sing is sugar pie, honey bunch. You know how to love you.
Come on.
Can't help myself. And I was just, and then I met years later Nazim. Nas went to school with me, the son of Nas Fakir. And, it was just everything just came full circle. So I didn't plan it like that, but I knew music was pretty much my number one love. There was no
Mm,
boy that came along. There was nothing that came along that was more inspirational.
wow. Wow. So I hear you throwing all these names around. You know, I would be awestruck by some of the names that I've heard you saying so far today. So do you ever, is there artists out there that you would run into and you would just be like me I would be one of those fans, like if I ever met Stevie Wonder, I don't know what I would do, to be quite
Yes,
honest
there
with
is, and it happened. A friend of mine had an artist working for him and she was in Switzerland. Is it Austria or Switzerland? One of those, I don't know. I think it was Switzerland. He said, you should come over. She's here. I know you've been saying it since I met you 10, 15 years ago. You love her since you're 7. So come on over. She's working for me and I'll introduce you. I said, what? So I flew over and she stayed in the backstage and did her makeup new for like an hour. So the whole place is empty. It's a complete auditorium, like a huge ice hall. It was ice, gold medalist ice artist with Donna Summer.
you. Wow.
And Donna took like 1 hour in there. He kept going, she works for me. I ain't gonna be here anymore. I'm not waiting. You got 1 more minute. I was like, dude. So I kept trying to talk him into the 1 more minute when it started getting to be long. Finally, the door opened up. Donna came out and she came up before she got halfway to me. I started crying like the Michael Jackson people. You know how they cry when he come out?
Yeah.
I cried like hysterically, like
not 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 Michael Jackson in Bucharest.
those
Not that
people
kind of
crying
crap.
on the camera. That was me. And she came up to me. She put her hand. She said, "Terry, I know all about you. You girl, stop. Just cut it out. It's all
Wow.
good. I know you. We know. Me and Marvin told me everything. I know about you as a writer. I know, and I did my homework." She's like, "We're good." And then we started talking about her music. She was blown away that I knew everything, every record, every producer, Joey Moroder, everybody, trying to get to her. She said, "Well, then come to Nashville and write something for me." I said, "What?" Then I straightened up. Then I put on my producer hat. I was like, okay, well, what we need to do. She's like, girl, we don't want to talk about it tonight. Come to my hotel. And I said, Donna, me and Marv, we're not going to come to your hotel because you got a show tomorrow. You're on a tour. And I don't want to keep you up all night because she was super down to earth.
Right.
I knew she was a lot like me. Like I felt after about 20 minutes, we were the same person, just like singing, living in Germany, having some Germans talking. And she was like that. And then 6 months later, it started to be long. Like she gave me the number. We changed the information. We took pictures. And I didn't hear from her. So I landed in Florida, got a rental car in Orlando. Soon as I turned on the radio, they said Donna Summer died today in Florida at her
Mm.
home. And I stopped the car on the side. I said, what the? That's why they never called. She was sick. I didn't know she was sick. So the concert she did in Austria, Art of Ice, Art of Basel, was her last big concert tour.
Wow. Wow.
So yeah, that was that story, and I cried like a baby. And sometimes I feel like you have emotion, a sensibility that that I knew I didn't know what I was gonna know, but I felt the way I had behaved made sense later.
Mm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Oddly, it does. I
It's
understand
like
exactly.
like Whitney Houston. My friend Steve Dorff wrote "Take Good Care of My Heart," and he wrote some other song for Whitney. So we was talking to Clive. We was trying to get on this record with a record that I wrote about her and Bobby. I wrote a record about the greatness of their love and how
Wow.
people didn't understand it. And it was called Should Have Seen It Coming. And Steve was like, I'm gonna go tell Clive we need to do this record. But then she she changed the album. Like she was like, I want Akon. You remember that period? She's like, nope, I want Akon to do it. True story. So then they didn't do any of the writers that I knew who had wrote all the Bodyguard. I know all these guys, Judd Friedman.
Wow.
They wrote all those big hits. None of those LA guys got on the record. Only Akon did the album. So they kind of said, we don't want to do the classical pop songs. So we were out. And then I got to Copenhagen and there was a poster of her on the wall. She was still alive. I looked up at the poster. I'm crossing the the pathway. They have a center of town, like you cross like a cobblestone. I looked up at her picture and my eyes I started crying. I was like, why am I crying? I didn't know at that time I didn't get on the record. So, but I looked up at the poster and my eyes filled with water. She died 3 days later.
Wow.
Or two. It was some crazy day. It was within like 1 or 2 days. It was,
Wow.
and that's why I say sometime in the universe you just know. You just
You just absolutely. You just don't know where the universe is going to take you to, and
exactly.
but again, Terry, I thought I did some research on you, but as I'm here talking to you, you are, dare I
A
say,
mess.
no,
A hot old mess. Yes, I am.
you're a historian.
Yeah. I'm writing
Yeah.
a book in Germany because I used to call myself the little black bird in the window because even in Germany they had so many famous people that sold 400 million records and I'd be in the studio with them talking in the corner and they would tell me stuff. And I started putting this book together about how I used to be with all these guys, but no, it's the unfamous famous person. So like you were always there, but nobody knew who you were. And that's
Yeah.
kind of like, yeah, it was just
Is,
I wasn't
is,
lucky with that. Yeah.
is that troublesome? Because I know you, and of course Tangi knows you, and there's other folks that know you. But is that you figure in this industry you don't get a fair shake sometimes just based on
So
your greatness?
I'll tell you what was disappointing. I call it disappointing. People
Mhm.
that I avoided people coming out putting someone to my voice. That was the thing they liked to do in the 90s.
Yes.
If somebody sung. But there was one point where I had not signed on to a record because I didn't realize it was going to be that successful. And in the meantime, and it's on Top of the Pops, they're replaying all these Top of the Pops right now from the UK.
Mm-hmm.
And the girl went and sung my voice on that TV show. And I went, what on earth? Why would they do that? First of all, I'm not, there's nothing wrong with how I look. And number two, nobody could do my voice. They tried it so many times. So those kind of things showed you that your value, something about being a black woman was not valuable for them. And I was too, we are the world, don't want the badness, let's have positive thoughts, to really accept that people had wronged me. That was not good. And but I didn't harp on it because artists make decisions. Had I been more connected to them and said, hey, don't, whatever, maybe I could have avoided that. But I saw so many artists go through those kind of things. And I said, nope, I'm gonna survive, I'm gonna make it at my own on my own standards, and I'm not going to sign exclusive to anybody anymore.
Mm. So,
and that's kind of what I did till today, and meeting Tangi and Marvin. And one of my best streamed songs is Two Wrongs Don't Make It Right. independently. And Marvin begged me to do that record like for at least a year. And I was like, no, I can't do another genre. He said, Terry, but it's you.
We're gonna say, she mentioned it, but we're gonna close out with that one. We're gonna close out with two bones. We're gonna close out with that. But
don't ask me nothing about them texts. Don't ask me.
That's an invitation to ask you, Terry.
Don't even. People keep asking me like, Terry, what is? I said, I'm a writer.
Okay. Okay. Let's listen to another one of your songs. I guess this one's you gonna get caught up.
Oh, I like Caught Up. That's a go-go. So that's John Lampkin. The third is the drummer on this and who came up with the idea. But he also, true story, you can look it up. Look on the Tank interview with Ty Dolla $ign. He discovered him.
Wow.
And he got him the first hookup at Dre's studio. And the guy didn't like him, said it's not good. And he said, man, you need to take another listen to that Ty guy. And that's how Ty got his first big studio connection.
Wow.
John Lampkin III, yeah, from Maryland.
It is a small world, ladies and gentlemen. You see how you get information. That's why
he cried. Like he was very emotional that he was shouted out and remembered. You know, a lot of people get famous, they don't remember.
Right. Right. Don't mention your no nothing. But let's take a listen to it here. Here it is called out, ladies and gentlemen. Right here on the MuzIQ Chronicles. One and only Terri Green. Y'all gotta go check her out. Spotify, YouTube, Instagram. She is all over. Well, we'll cover that later on. Right now, let's listen to this.
Hey, yeah. Say a single word, you always seem to know where I stand. Yeah, you told me I could put my trust in you, and that my every wish was your command. I can't seem to shake these girlish butterflies when you look into my eyes. I hope it lasts forever. Let's make it last forever. I'm so caught up in the thought of you, babe. Caught up in the things you do. Caught up in your love, and I can't deny it. Caught up in the thought of you. Caught up in the thought of you. Caught up in the things you do. So caught up, yeah. And I can't deny it. The way you hold me and you pull me in. Just do it once again and again, baby, yeah. You know me, you have got that Midas touch, and there's no mistaking what we have. I know it's real. I can't seem to shake these girlish butterflies when you look into my eyes. I hope it lasts forever. I won't let this moment just pass me by. I need you by my side. Let's make it last forever. I'm so caught up in the thought of you, baby. Caught up in the things you do. Caught up in your love and I can't deny, yeah. Caught up in the thought of you. Caught up in the things you do. Caught up, and I can't deny it. In my life, I've been through too many changes, and I recognize what's real, it's real, I know what's real, yeah. It takes more than a clever conversation to make me fall the way I fell for you. Caught up in the thought of you. Caught up in the things you do, baby. Caught up in your love, and I can't deny it, no. Caught up in the thought of you. Caught up in the things you do. So caught up, yeah. And I can't deny it.
I tell you what, there, ladies and gentlemen, if that don't get you to moving, nothing will. Just okay. Just go ahead and sit down. Either I'm not gonna say that. This is radio. I'm gonna be nice to y'all. But if that don't groove you, folks, come on, Terry. They don't know good music.
I love it. I
Okay,
was
they don't know.
dancing.
Okay, all right, and it's her music. Okay,
Yeah, you know that's
so
David. That's David Dyson on bass. David Dyson, who you might have seen with Marcus Miller and Dave
yeah,
Koz, and Davis. He's a beast. He's from DMV as well, and John Lampkin got him on that record. So that they played for me on my first gig at the winery in DC, and I was like, "Can you play on this go-go record?" And he laid that out. It was fantastic.
what is it in the water and the DMV that's producing all these?
I
What
don't
what's
know.
going on out there?
I
Yeah,
don't know. It's amazing.
yeah,
I call it my godfather Lenny Harris and Dr. Gilbert Pryor. Dr. Gilbert Pryor and Wandale Brown, they had a formation, they all three of them called the NWO Horns. And they kind of brought me into the DC scene on a really high level. Like I would have background singers like Deborah Bond was backing me out, from
wow,
Incognito.
yeah,
And then it was David on bass, John on drums, two cats from EU on guitar. And so I was like, what? So it's just if they're the gatekeepers of the scene. They just be knowing everybody, and
right,
people are just very very good.
right. It seems like you've been in the industry for quite some time there, Terry. You know a lot of people, so I gotta ask you, throughout your illustrious career, some of the highs and the lows, if you don't mind talking about them.
Well, the highs would be when I got my first Billboard #1. I backed it up with like three of them. So I got three Billboard #1s for dance music. And I was like, oh my God, this is great. And it was really kind of like a coming home to say, okay, you've done something in the US. Because I'd
Mhm.
done a lot of stuff in Europe and in Asia and in Russia and in Poland. But for me, it means a lot to be known at home
Right,
or to have your footprint because soul and house for me is still American music. It's black music.
sure.
And
Mhm.
I wanted to say, hey guys, I'm here. I did it. I'm good. It's like, so that was cool. And the lows would be, seeing the loss of so many young people it's in the Netflix special from Avicii. Avicii, his real name is Tim Bergling, with Wake Me Up. And he had, this huge, massive career for about 6, 7 years, and then he passed away of suicide.
Mhm.
It's a lonely business. I cried when Amy Winehouse died. Like you knew she was the real deal. Like you said, a lot of people come through, but her timing was impeccable. Avicii was like that for dance music, and so seeing them be gone so soon, I remember where I was when he died, and he worked with me on two records personally, remixed records for me, which he never does. So the first record I did with Roger Sanchez, a DJ from New York, Dominican, very famous guy in the house scene. He said, Terry, a guy named Avicii wants to remix our work. I'm like, I ain't never heard of him, but okay, whatever. If you want it, I will. And
Okay.
then later when he passed, I was like, dang, he worked with us and he didn't really do that. We got so famous after the record he did with me and Roger. He didn't need to remix none. He was like making a million a night and just crazy numbers like that. So to see these young people gone so soon, even Prince being gone, I just
Mhm.
think this business requires a lot. And sometimes you're not going to get the recognition that you may or may not deserve. I'm not sure for everybody how it is. And you still have to find a way to pick yourself up and, like Aaliyah said, pick yourself up and dust again. Another
Right,
lost soul
right,
gone
right.
way too soon. And I think that's the darkest part is we all have those moments where we're a little lost
Mhm.
and we don't know how to figure out the financial or figure out the management or figure out how to take care of your children or your child or your relationship suffers. All of those things are just kind of uh, it's a part of the game. It's a part of the war that you fight, and you
Gotcha.
you have to make it through that. And it's without a really good um, people behind you, you suffer.
And I got to bring this up, Terry. Of course, with the I don't want to say the scandal, but I got to ask you, as a woman in this industry, do you feel what's happening to Chili from T-Boss is from TLC is? I had to ask you.
Look at my face. Can you see it?
Uh,
See, first of all, um, even though you cannot, and I love TLC. Let's put that out. Their music has been incredible. I love what Babyface did. What that
mm,
whole project was phenomenal. LA Reid. The music is one thing, but if I go on Instagram and start yelling, I hate people of another race. Let's just say I start doing that every night. I go on there. I hate him. I hate him. Click, click, click on everything against Germans. German people have a right to look at what I've got out in the universe and say, because that's social media, and make a response to it because that's what you gave them. You put it out there. If you shouldn't have clicked on nothing or said nothing because that's your footprint. You don't know you got a footprint. And number two, I'm tired of people earning money from black culture and then throwing us under the bus. I don't
okay,
care if they're black.
okay, and I have to say I feel that's what Chili did. Again, I'm a fan of TLC, but she crossed a line that I don't think that you
You
can come
don't
back
get to
from.
get away with that. You
Right?
can't and be a black woman. Girl,
Yes.
first of all, you must not like yourself very much. Because
Mm,
if I'm calling myself caramel or whatever that nonsense is, girl, you're dark skinned.
okay.
Um Vanessa Williams is light skinned. Let's let's
Yeah.
let's do the paper. You don't even we wouldn't even make it through her and I in 1960s in the paper bag
No,
case.
no, she wouldn't have
So
made it.
stop.
No,
Just
no.
stop it. And I'm too old to be saying that's okay. Like I have relative one or two of them that I'm like, go take a seat with this
Okay.
mess.
Right. Let that go. That's why I wanted to ask you because you've been in the industry,
No,
and
bye,
I feel
Felicia. Sorry.
okay. All right. Bye, Felicia.
No,
Now,
no,
so
I love
I
her.
don't feel bad.
I think she's been misdirected. This is what I think, and I've heard it from one other famous person. They're misdirected by the people who are not black, who are around them. They start
Hmm?
believing nonsense. Because if you was around a whole bunch of deltas and AKAs and people over at the Masons, and you were over at the barbershop, you wouldn't be talking like that when you saw how they threw 75% of black workers are thrown out of their jobs, federal jobs. So you must not have known that statistic. Or you
Mm,
must not have known that they got kids yelling, let me out in the concentration camps over in Texas, because the kids
mm,
ain't done nothing wrong. So you must have missed all this information. And how could you have done that? That's
mm.
my.
Yeah, with the so with just a sleight of hand on the thumb, two wrongs don't make a right.
No, and
Okay.
we can love an artist for the artistry. I still play R. Kelly. I still play Puffy. But I don't agree with anything that they do that's crazy. I don't have to be
No,
okay with that stuff.
right,
I was
right.
friends with Kim Porter. Oh, come on. I know Kim. We had lunch. We hung out in LA. I never put anything I know about that woman out in the press. I feel for her children. But I also see the side that her ex-boyfriend did these things, la 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 la, and he's in jail running around serving his time. Like
Right. Right. So
he
you're right. Is it hard? Is it really hard? Because I mean, for me, Terry, as a radio DJ, when someone asks me to play an R. Kelly song or in some cases a Michael Jackson song, I'm never play Michael Jackson. So I don't know why people would think that. But
First of
how
all,
do
there
you?
are many musicians on these records.
Okay.
First of all, none of us were ever in the bedrooms knowing exactly what's going on with anything. And the music and the creative part is just that. I mean, we let Woody Allen still do films. Wait, what's up? And we
Okay.
got a president that got 34 felonies. So
Okay.
I
The
don't
Goodbye
understand
Girl.
what's going on.
Okay. The Goodbye Girl got nominated for how many Oscars?
Let
Okay.
me do
All
this.
right.
Let me do this look.
All right. Like I said, Terry, it's almost time to wind things up. But before we do, let's take a listen to Two Wrongs Don't Make a Right. There's got to be a story behind that. You don't have to tell us the whole story, but go ahead and tell us a little bit about it.
So, because I saw a woman actually cheating on YouTube you have to look it up. She's cheating
Mm-mm.
on YouTube and sitting in the parking lot playing this song in the background. and looking kind of sad. I was like, oh man, that wasn't really what I meant. I had a video idea in my brain, but she was one of the early TikTokers that used it, and I'm like, it just the whole thing about the Southern Soul thing. What I was telling Tangi, everything that I wrote from Starlight to Caught Up to That's Something to this record, Two Wrongs, is grown folk situations. So anybody should be able to put themselves in a situation, whether you 100% lived it, 10% lived it. I'm not oblivious to what happens and what goes on when you go through that situation. When you love and you is wrong, I don't want to be right. Maybe they lived it, maybe they didn't. Or me and Mrs. Jones, that might have been real. I don't know, but it's kind of like where you find a story to tell, and you base it some things on your life, and some of it you fill in the holes and make the story complete.
Absolutely. So here it is, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll be right back to close out this episode.
You buying that? You buying that one?
This is radio. They can't see me, so I'm looking. I got my arms crossed, like, yeah, okay. You can tell me that.
Lord, oh Lord.
It sounded good in rehearsal, Terry. Here we go. Here we go. Two wrongs don't make it right.
I love this record, though. Thank you, Marvin Mack. Tangi, guys, we pushing this on radio right now, so I love it. I'm very happy.
Indeed. For those of you that don't catch it here on the MuzIQ Chronicles, tune in tomorrow night at 8 p.m. at the Music Cafe. We'll be featuring this young lady and a whole lot more of these great independent and mainstream artists. So in the meantime, y'all check it out. Two wrongs don't make it right. Gonna play for me? Or did I turn it down again? No. There it is. Gotcha.
In the middle of my workday, I got your call. Oh, yes, I did. You say what up this evening, and I say nothing at all. You don't even have to text me. Oh, no. Or send a note, 'cause I already know, same spot we've been before. Two wrongs don't make it right. Oh, no, it don't. Can't believe that we risked it all to be here tonight. The way that you hold me, feel like your baby doll. I'm so caught up in this feeling, y'all. It's about 10:30, and I gotta run. 'Cause old time really flies when you're just having fun. Two wrongs don't make it right. No, to be here tonight. To be here tonight, baby. Two wrongs don't make it right. Can't believe that we risked it all. No, to be here tonight. I know two wrongs don't make it right, but I'ma stay up with you all night, yeah. And it's gonna feel so right. I know two wrongs don't make it right, but I'ma stay up with you all night. And it's gonna feel so right. I know it, baby. And it's gonna feel so right. I'm so addicted to you, baby. Oh, I know we risk it all tonight. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Can't believe that we risked it all. No. it right.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, two wrongs don't make it right. The lovely, talented singer-songwriter Terri Green, the MuzIQ Chronicles, folks. It's almost time to get up out of here. But before I do, Terri, let me ask you just a few more things. Well, let me ask you, it's not so much a question, but a new artist coming into the business, what would be some of the advice that you would give them?
Use the Google, the phone, the thing that they have in their face all the time. Look on that and Google or ask ChatGPT some of the business questions that help you avoid certain pitfalls. If I were, I would say, what is publishing? What is a label copy? What are ISRC numbers? Just the background information that is where your money is earned by streaming and through different revenue streams. I think people need to understand it's their responsibility as independent artists. Look it up. You have the phone in your hand all the time. And number two, be patient, because it took me it took me more than 20 years before I started to accrue the success in the genre that I wanted to. Even though I don't feel like I'm there yet, I feel like it's still more to be discovered. Always look at it as an eternal journey, not like an end game.
Mhm. And also, where could they find your music, Terri? And what's going on for you next in concert, live shows, anything like that you want to pass on to us?
Okay, so right now I'm playing a lot in Europe, but I'm also going to be in DC on November 7th in Maryland at the Collective Encore. Really nice venue of live soul music. I may be in LA before that, but I'll let you guys know. But right now that's on the books. That's contracted that I'll definitely be there with a special guest. Hopefully Marcus comes out to play with me on November 8th in Columbia, Maryland. And before that, there's a lot on the website, www.terrigreenmusic.com. You'll find everything. If you Google Terri Green, I'll be the first one that comes up. And if you like house music, look up my Terri B with I, exclamation mark on Spotify. Everywhere you find music, YouTube, all my music is there. Deezer, all the different digital platforms. So it's out there. So I've been on Wikipedia since Wikipedia started.
Okay. So, Terri, with that, I got to say it's been a pleasure. Anytime you
Same
want to come
here.
back and chop it up with me on the MuzIQ Chronicles, I got to say I was listening to some of your music on YouTube, and of course on your catalog on the internet. And I did run across one song that I'm going to wait till Sunday night to play. It's one of the songs I like by Diana Krall and a few others, The Look of Love. You
Oh,
killed it.
okay.
You killed that song. I got to say, you absolutely killed
Wow.
that song. You
I
really
wasn't there. That's one of the ones I did not know you would go there. That was great.
okay.
I love that record.
I will save that one to a Sunday night, definitely, folks. Y'all make sure y'all tune in Sunday night.
I'm
We'll have
definitely
a
tuning
couple more tracks from the young lady that we didn't get here today. Sunday, 8 p.m. Again, Terri, anything else you want to say to the public before we get on out of here for this evening?
Please exercise your right to vote in the midterms in 2026. I want to shout out it's important for radio, for laws and legislation. People have to understand sitting out is not an option. That's always a vote for the other side, that you don't actually understand how dangerous that can be. So if for no other reason, take care of yourself, be safe, take care of your health. And I appreciate you having me on board today, because you're really super prepared. I love it. This chop shop, y'all trying to be all young and fresh using all these nice words. I'm going to be like chopping it up with everybody from here on out. You're going to be like, my son says, Mom, you can't use that like
I like the old school flavor. That's what you notice. I never get on camera because it's the show is about the artist and it's about the
Right.
music of the artist. But you nowadays, everybody wants to be on stage. But for me,
Yes, they do. Well, I want to tune in. I'm definitely going to tune in.
I'm definitely looking forward to it. I'll make sure I send Tangi the link. You're welcome to come down to the listening lounge. We have a few people that come around and chop it up over there, or you could just sit back and enjoy the little session that I put on for you on Sunday night there, Terri.
Excellent. And
Yeah.
much love to Tangi, Miss Tangi out there at iMerge. Thank you for putting this together. And Urban Influencer Marvin, thank you so much. Lorenzo Johnson, who produced that record, Two Wrongs, he actually changed my life by doing that record.
And,
It's just
and
fantastic.
indeed, I'm going to slide over to the listening lounge over here. We had a couple of folks stopping in. L Boogie, Lana Love, Aubrey, a few other folks. I thank y'all for your comments. Again,
Oh wow.
we will replay this Wednesday at 5 p.m. on Classic R&B Jam. So for those of you that missed it or any want to rehear it again, 5 p.m. On the radio station. Again, Sunday night.
Wow, wait, I gotta
Check it
add.
out.
Wait, Aubrey say she loved my hair, girl. I love. Oh, thank you. That's what older people we love when you give us these positive comments.
Yeah,
And
yeah, and the earrings too. Don't forget them.
wait, these are just because I'm gonna give y'all honesty. I have to wear cheap jewelry because I lose it on stage. So if you see me wearing something in the video, it probably costs $5. And
your your
and happy.
your energy is off the chain too.
And
I
much
gotta
love
say
out
that.
there to L Boogie. It says L Boogie 878. I just love that we're communicating and just being good with one another, and everybody has a story to tell. Mine is not any more special than anybody else's, but I love it that in this lifetime I'm still speaking, and I'm not nearly as afraid. That's why I answered all your questions. We have to speak truth to power. And
Absolutely.
we cannot always, as artists, say, "Well, I'm just gonna sing my songs. Y'all buy my record." Oh, by the way, I hate black. This don't work for me. I said, by the way, you ain't no neo soul to stop
Right.
pretending. Like,
You mess
as
around and get
hard as
caught
we
up.
have to work, as hard as you have to work to be a part of soul is difficult. People don't just accept you. I know I was doing a Gladys Knight tribute, and people were like looking at me like, "Okay, let's see what this is gonna be." And when I did the first, I did I know you remember Landlord
Uh,
Claudine. It was in the Claudine
yeah,
movie.
yeah,
Nobody
yes,
knows but
yes,
me.
yes. Okay,
He
okay.
was a heart torn apart, destiny instead of
Wow.
fixing. Never found a heart big enough. And when I got to that part, they were like, "Oh, I said, Lord,
I
I gotta
know.
do a show. Where are you located now? Are you down in
I am in,
Carolina?
yeah, I'm in Charleston, South Carolina. I tell you
I'm
what,
gonna make sure my
you
nephews are down
got
there. I'm
to
gonna make sure I do something in
listen,
Charleston
listen.
because I can fill that up.
Southern soul is big down here. Southern soul
Yeah, I
is,
know. The ladies
yeah,
tell me that on the airplane. So
yeah, yeah.
but I've been very slow about jumping out. I played Fling 2 years ago, and I was
Hmm.
not prepared. I came there with caught up. Somebody sent me. I said, when I come back to this joint, I met Howard Hewitt because I know Howard from Germany years ago. I said, when I come back, I'm gonna be prepared. I'm gonna come back with all the right records because I sung "Clean Up Woman" and everybody sung it. So it didn't have nothing to sing. So I said, oh man, I gotta go write me some records. So with the songs we're doing now, the next record is with Jeter Jones. We're working on one with Marvin, called "Ain't Gonna Do It." I wrote, and Jeter likes it. I like it. It's gonna be hot.
Well, I can tell you what, folks. If you think I'm kidding, now y'all know me. For those of you that listen to me all the time, y'all know when I tell you to go to YouTube after this is done and listen to some of her music. Go to YouTube and listen to her. 1 minute you'll be in a Southern soul mood. Another minute you'll be in a smooth jazz mood, and another minute you'll be in a laid back R&B mood. It just depends on what song you click on over it. But the one thing I guarantee you this, you will be entertained. You will be entertained. Indeed. And, am I wrong, Terry?
We're gonna be something. I mean, two wrongs don't make a right now.
She got that. I think you want to go. Listen, I ain't got nothing to do. You want to tell us about that story of tomorrow? Gonna
No,
make it
I
right.
think you got. Oh, we got. I think there's a commercial coming or something.
Okay, yeah.
I think I'll
But
do that on the live
that,
show. I'm definitely gonna
okay.
try to set something up in Charleston. We had something going on before the pandemic, and I just didn't get out there in Atlanta as well. So it's definitely on my radar for 2027. I'm just building the catalog right now, so people come and get a cohesive amount of the music that they want to hear.
Well, I'm definitely honored to be a part of your musical journey, there, Terry. Again, I know you've been in the industry for over 20 years, and for me to be
Yes,
able to
child,
sit
I'm
down and
old. Yeah, we
chop it
get
up with
it.
you, listen, that's nothing. One thing that's
Old
hard
is
to
a
beat in this thing.
privilege.
Okay, that's a privilege. That's not a right.
It's
Okay,
right. You don't
right.
always get it. So I'm happy.
That's right.
Next month is my 60th birthday, and I'm
Uh,
blessed to
uh,
get it. Let me get
I,
there.
I thought you said.
Uh,
I thought you said, "Oh, stop
well,
it."
when I say old, I mean, I'm not 27 anymore, and
Right,
I
right. I
never
got
want to go backwards. People be trying to, as long as I don't really, if I can still get up in the morning, put on this little makeup and hair
you.
and
I've
do
been
what I
there.
do, I'm good.
Right, right. I've been to 28. I lived that once. I'm good. I don't need to go
Ain't
backwards.
nothing they doing, I ain't doing, so I'm
Oh,
good.
okay. All right, there, ladies and gentlemen. Thank y'all so very much for all that tuned in. Terry, again, anytime you want to come back, and
Thank you
please
so much.
tomorrow, I got a front row seat for you at the music cafe. So please, with that, ladies and
Oh,
gentlemen,
dope, dope, dope. Thank you.
uh,
I'll make it over there, man. Thank you so
indeed,
much. And I'll be in the US in June anyway, and also in the winter. So let's try to make it happen. I'm
sure enough.
always about, you'll never get out of there because my mouth is really big and it just keeps
Hey,
going. It
listen,
keeps talking.
I love chopping it up. This is exactly why I do this. I love to bring the artist to the people. That's hard to beat. And this ain't AI, folks. This is real
No,
music, right?
and thank you to the MuzIQ Chronicles for having me. It was really a pleasure. And
Thank you.
Carolinas is what's going on, man.
Yeah, you got to come down here. I'm telling you, they'll treat you like a first cousin.
Ooh, y'all got good ribs down there, and then on the
Ribs.
highway, I can always give me some Roy Rogers. You know that.
Yeah. You
No,
get
what's that
listen.
chicken I like that y'all got that we don't have?
We got jerk chicken down here. We got the
Mm.
listen. Your taste buds and your taste palate will be satisfied before you leave Charleston, South
You ain't
Carolina.
got to tell me because
Right,
we're Carolina Geechees. My grandmother comes from South Carolina.
right,
They're all from Carolina, so I
right.
get it. We're the
Mm,
barbers, so
yes,
I love
indeed,
me some Carolina vibe. So thank you
indeed.
again. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up the Music Chronicles for this week. We'll see you next week. I'm not sure who it's going to be, but whatever we're going to do, it's going to be funky around here at the Chronicles.
Old school. You're listening to CRBJ, Classic R&B Jams Radio.
When the world gets loud, there's one place where the groove never stops. CRBJ Radio brings you classic R&B, timeless soul, and the jams that shape the soundtrack of your life. From sunup to sundown, we're spinning the hits that make you feel something. Every hour, every day. Whether you're at work, on the road, or just vibing at home, turn us on and let the soul take over. Listen live at crbjradiojams.com to the soulful sound all around town.